Coming to you live from the White Picket Studios in Houston, Texas, this is the Realty Ruckus. If you are in any way, shape, or form involved in the real estate industry, this is the show for you. And now, your host, Alan Hernandez.
Welcome to the Realty Ruckus out of the White Picket Realty Studios. I am your host, Alan Hernandez. Sitting next to me, your producers, David Bonilla and Jabron Hernandez on the ones and twos over there. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a few weeks since we've been hanging out with you guys. I know it's been crazy ever since Harvey kind of hit us. Yeah. Well, not kind of hit us. Harvey hit us. Harvey hit us hard.
Yes, it did.
And let me just give you guys kind of a little idea on what's happened in our lives here like in the last few weeks. So first off, Harvey hits us, destroys our office, and we're like, hey, what are we going to do now? Do we still buy or sell real estate? Yeah, I guess we'll stick around. We'll just figure it out, at some point.
Thought, well, maybe not so much, right? We actually talked about just getting the hell out of Houston.
Yeah, we did.
It's about that time. 3 floods, 3 years in a row, 3 strikes, you're out.
Seriously.
Think that's it.
And so anyway, we decide, okay, you know what? We'll stick to it. We're going to decide to just go gung-ho about it, and we're going to do a bunch of training. So I take off to Nashville. We hang out with Dave Ramsey for 4 days, go learn everything there is to do about buying and selling real estate with him. I come back on a Tuesday night. It's like 9 p.m., go to sleep, wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, and take off with you crazy nuts to go out to Vegas. And there's 10 of us that goes out over there for the next level CRM that we just took in, Commissions Inc., and we are going out there to learn everything there is to learn until our brains hurt. We get done, what is it, like Sunday night, and then fly back over here to get up on Monday morning to get started again. It's been crazy. And then all of a sudden we come back, we get absolutely no sleep, by the way, this whole time, and the Astros win the World Series. How about that, huh?
I know, man.
Catch me outside.
I don't even know what that means. That's the funniest part. I'm like way too behind on the time. Everyone keeps
You were
doing
obviously
that.
not caught up with your memes.
Oh, people walk up to me on the streets and they're like, how about that?
Catch me outside. You don't even know what to say to that.
I'm like, what?
Exactly.
You just got served.
That means they want to fight you, dude. That means you need to
those
throw
are
down.
words?
Yeah, those are fighting words.
Oh, I didn't
man.
know them was fighting words.
You don't just let somebody tell you that out in the streets, man. That's like some serious stuff. When someone says that, you better just basically put your gloves on and start going at it. So, all right, so we get back, we win the World Series, and then today, everyone's going to go out and hang out at the parade. I'm assuming that's what people are going to do today.
Actually, this is supposed to be one of the biggest parades in the history of the United States. They're estimating that there's going to be over 500,000 people at this parade today.
500,000 people?
Yeah, so all of downtown.
How are we going to cram that into our downtown?
All of the downtown businesses are closing today. All of the HISD schools are closed. And just HISD schools alone represent 500,000 people. So if people take their kids, you've got 500,000 people alone right there.
I couldn't believe that HISD let all the kids out of school today.
I taught for HISD. It would be frozen outside. HISD was like, you got to come into work today. And if you're a student, it's going against your record if you don't show up today.
But if the Astros win the World Series,
it's okay.
Everyone can take the day off.
Everyone can take the day off.
And we all go to a parade downtown.
Hey, man, it's once in a lifetime there.
So I had a baseball here on my desk. I don't know where my baseball up here went. Oh, Brandon's going to throw it at me. All right,
you got to make the catch, man.
I
actually caught that, so yes.
I'm impressed.
I feel like an athlete now, you guys. So, all right, so we have had a crazy,
That's the first time Alan's ever felt like an athlete, by the way.
We've had a crazy, amazing last few weeks, and then all of a sudden we say, all right, you know what? Let's change the show completely around. It's going to be a completely different show, and you guys are getting just a sneak preview of what the show will actually be. This is kind of like phase one of a couple phases.
Day one of all the phases, yeah.
So, and all of this really started happening because, we put this show together approximately a year and a half ago. We got up to about 130 episodes. We're
at 130 right now.
So this is our 130th episode.
Yeah, so we decided 130 is the time to change it up.
130 was like the defining number apparently. So we decided, you know what, we're gonna change it up because all of a sudden we had a bunch of like spoof shows come out of it, and that's all right. Like imitation is the best form of flattery. So we really appreciate it, even down to like the one guy that was actually like wearing a cap just like David, right, with an Alabama, with like an A for Alabama, and like cheering and going Roll Tide every time.
Atlanta Braves. He's like, it's not Alabama, it's Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we really appreciate that, you guys. We
the
love
only
the fact
thing left
that
was for him to start doing the weather like David.
yeah, exactly.
Nobody can do that.
Nobody,
Come on now.
right? And so we caught that. We figured that out. We like the fact that you guys like the show. We really appreciate that. But now we're bringing a completely different version of the show. And for you audience members that cannot see what's happening right now, we are actually live with a studio audience now. So we're going to be able to invite you guys, if you're here in Houston and you want to come out and hang out with us once a week, you're going to be able to come out and literally sit in the audience, ask your questions, tell us what
Interact
you
with the
think,
show.
interact with us, give us your mad faces, your angry faces, your thumbs up, but you can actually do it live. You can even throw a baseball at me if you want. But that's the thing about it. Like, you can have a good time here at the show now.
For those out there who are like, no, there's not a live studio audience. Yeah, there is. That's why we had to create these. Like, quiet on the set, damn it.
Shut up.
Be quiet. This is a radio show.
So anyway, we are so excited because this show is really taking off. It's getting into the next step of what we want it to be. And it's going to be really catered more to helping your real estate businesses grow out there. This is for anyone out there who is selling houses, buying houses, lending on houses.
That's right.
Anything that has to do with Houston real estate, we want to cover it for you guys. So please stay tuned because this show is getting ready to go to its next level, and we're excited to have you guys be a part of that. What do you think, David? Are you excited about this stuff?
We got to take a break, but we're taking this to the Oprah level.
Yeah. Oprah level. You get a taco. You get a taco. Everyone gets a taco here. Because that's what we would do, right? Instead of giving cars away, we just throw tacos at the audience.
There you go.
That just makes sense. Some of our audience members caught that one. All right, guys, we got to take a quick commercial break. Don't forget that you are on the Realty Ruckus, phase 1 of several new phases. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you're interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty. Remember that you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube.
Oh, wow.
And we're just trying to get figured
good.
out. It's a little bit different when you go from doing a live set to doing a radio, or radio to live set.
Yeah.
It really changes things quite a bit.
It's a
for
whole
anyone
lot
who's
more to
trying figure
manage.
out what we've got going on here, then we're just trying to get our sound levels, everything else right. That's why this is day one.
It's gonna be a bit rough today, guys, but I promise we're gonna get it. We will get to that Oprah level production. Anyways, as far as the weather today, for those of you looking to attend the parade, watch out because it might be a little bit rainy this afternoon. We do have a 50% chance of thunderstorms during the parade. The high is gonna be an 88 today with a low of 72, and then throughout the rest of the week, it's gonna stay pretty much the same. High 80s and a low of 70 for the rest of the week. And no rain for the rest of the week, so that's going to be good. Only today we get we get rain on our parade, of course.
Hey, listen, that's fine because Fall Festival is tomorrow, and tomorrow we get a chance to all hang out, and apparently we're going to have good weather for it.
Yes.
So, hey, for all of the Team WPR agents out there watching the show, make sure that you have that on your calendars. Fall Festival starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. over in Memorial Park. And we're going to be just hanging out, bringing a dish to share, playing some football, going out bike riding. That's all it's about, is just hanging out and building that culture.
Everyone is invited to this event. So it doesn't matter if you're a Team WPR agent or not, or if you're just a future Team PR agent or Team WPR. I don't know what I just
Team
said.
PR agent?
Team
all right.
PR,
Just cut out the W out of there. It's all right.
Team Puerto Rico or want to
Team
be part
Puerto
of Team
Rico,
White Picket Realty. Come on out.
It doesn't matter. Whatever
Everyone's
you are,
invited.
Everyone's invited.
All right.
You all get a taco.
So I want to talk about something that happened, and I'm not sure exactly where this happened, but it happens to include a certain person that gets arrested by the FBI because he has a bunch of junk in jars.
Yes, and we love talking about the weird things we find in homes.
I thought David was going to say we love talking about junk.
Well,
and you guys will understand what I mean about junk here shortly.
So I came across this on Facebook, and I said, wow, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard of being found in a house. So apparently there's this guy that worked at a morgue, and for several years, he had been
so this wasn't months. This was like over a course of years.
Yeah, years. He had been discreetly chopping off dead guys' junk, putting it in embalming fluid.
And by
in
junk,
jars.
you mean penises?
Yes.
That is disgusting.
He would put
he's cutting them off and putting them in a jar?
Putting them in jars, and he was collecting them in his house. So when the FBI
so he had like an entire museum of dicks.
Yes.
That's what you're telling me.
Yes, he had 3,000 jars of junk in embalming fluid.
Could we call this guy Dick? Could we just make him King Dick?
I think that makes him an official dick.
Yeah.
Once you have at least 100 jars of dicks, it makes you a dick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it.
And that was here in Houston.
Imagine
by the way,
buying
too.
that.
Wait. That was here in Houston?
No, you got to be kidding me. That was here in Houston?
Yeah,
Go back to that.
Only Houston would do something like that.
3,178 involved.
Can you imagine the guys
penises.
that are in charge of taking all these dicks out of the house? And then the guy that's sending them out to it too. Hey, I'm gonna need you to go to this house and take out all these dicks from there.
Yeah.
What do you respond to that?
It took the FBI more than 7 hours to get them all out.
7 hours.
Wow.
Imagine that. And then where do you put them? You can't just go throw them in the trash.
You put them in a dick storage facility.
There's got to be a big old warehouse somewhere.
You separate them by size and color and stuff, you know? All right.
Organize them, categorize them and
I
stuff.
want them small to large right here, right now.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he'd been collecting them for more than 10 years. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
All right, so this is really scary.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
This is a real person that actually got arrested. This is a real story, you guys. This happened in a house here in Houston. So we thought we'd bring that up to you. But here's something else that happened, and this is something that maybe is just a little bit more serious, because this happened to a real estate agent. And this happened with a squatter that was in a house that all of a sudden, as this agent is showing this house over in Vegas, by the way, which we were just there, they get attacked by the squatter with a rake. So imagine that. You're showing the house.
It's not even a good weapon, man.
Yeah,
this is a rake.
If you're gonna attack somebody, exactly, at least use something that will, actually do something. But
you had a squatter come at you one time.
I did.
What did he come at you with?
Well, that's my bum rush story. I'll tell you guys that story. And originally that bum was only 100 pounds, but now he's at least 300 because he gains weight every time I tell the story. But
it's just like the pit bull. The pit bull that started like a little bitty Shih Tzu size, and now he's a lion.
he was originally a poodle. What? No, I'll tell you guys that story. So originally, I used to carry one of those big mag lights, right? When I was showing foreclosed houses or investment properties.
That's back when you needed to have like 12 batteries to light a flashlight.
Yeah, it actually took at least 6 of those double D batteries, right? So it actually was the size of a bat. You could actually hit a baseball with it. And I remember opening up a door and like it was dark. It was the door to the garage. And all of a sudden, I see something coming at me. So I'm like, oh, crap, I don't know what to do. I can't run because I'm right by the door. So all I do is swing my flashlight because I'm carrying it right here. And I hit the guy in the shoulder. And he fell to the ground. And he's like, ah, why'd you hit me, man? I was like, you bum rushed me, man. What do you want me to do?
That's funny, though, because I always wondered what a bum rush was.
That's what it is.
Like they say, like, you get bum rushed.
When a bum rushes you.
It's when a bum rushes you. Like, literally, that's what it means. I had no idea.
Now you know where it comes from.
That's funny.
It completely explains everything. But that actually happened to a real estate agent in Vegas, which is pretty scary, you guys, because this can happen to anyone out there that's showing properties or buying properties. And we hear about like crazy things that happen all the time. And we'd love to hear your stories too. So don't forget that you can drop all your questions, comments,
or live
concerns.
audience. If they
Our
have
live
any crazy
audience,
stories.
if you guys have some crazy stories that you want to
share.
share.
We got a mic somewhere
We have a
over
mic
here.
right there. So we are happy and able to talk to you guys now and literally interact with you.
Ask questions live. You can do whatever you want live.
Exactly. So, all right, make sure that you guys let us know. We have to take a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we're going to continue our conversation on 10 reasons why agents fail, according to Tom Ferry.
Yeah,
and
this is a really
everyone
good
knows
list.
who Tom Ferry is. In this
Oh, man,
industry.
he's probably the number 1 or number 2.
He's going to give us his 10 reasons why agents completely suck it up in this business, and we're going to review those with you guys when we get back. Stay tuned. You're on the Realty Ruckus.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service and an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back on Realty Ruckus, new live studio format. And you can find us live on Facebook and YouTube, where if you chat with us live during the show, we can answer your questions live on the air. Now, we want to go ahead and get into Tom Ferry's top things that make you suck it up, as Alan said earlier. Top 10 things that are making you fail in real estate.
Absolutely. So Tom Ferry happens to be one of the absolute biggest icons in real estate. I mean, this guy puts on a phenomenal show. And one of the people that, or some of the people that went this year, happen to work here at our office, and they have great
Yeah, we had a couple of
reviews.
people attend his live seminar in Las
Yeah.
Vegas, and they said it was Absolutely incredible. We live streamed it here at the office for all of the agents.
So you know, this is a guy that really understands this stuff. He's really going out there and really teaching and helping and coaching agents out there to do their best. So what we want to do is review his top 10 reasons why agents fail, and we're going to start from the bottom up. How about that?
There we go.
How about that? All right. So number 10, lack of financial management. Now, we just talked about this in our training. We went over it not only in our level 1 training, but our level 2 training, the TMAP program. And this is something that really a lot of real estate agents have a problem with, because they're coming from either like a corporate world or some other job type scenario to literally managing their own business, but they don't see it that way. They don't realize that this business is a business. It's a one-man business, but you still have to manage it that way.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest mistakes is that when people go from a corporate world, you have a salary, you have a fixed income, and you don't have all the expenses, because the company's the one that's taking on the expenses. Heck, most people that I know that work in the corporate world, they have a corporate expense account. They get a little credit card that they can run around, and they know I can spend X amount of dollars on this card every month, and the company takes care of all of it. I just submit the receipts, and that's it. But when it comes to their own business, they don't keep any of those expenses. They don't have a log of, okay, I drove this much, I've spent this much on gas, I took clients out to lunch, I did pop buys, whatever you're doing, you're not keeping an expense track of it. And that's one of the biggest downfalls, because a lot of agents don't realize I'm actually losing money at the end of the month. Even though I made 20 grand in commissions, I spent 22 grand on everything else. So I'm at a negative right now.
Absolutely. So I can definitely agree with that. I can see that that's a real big problem.
Well, and think about it this way, guys. Like when I was in banking, most people who had a salary, they even on that simple way to manage money, they couldn't even do that for themselves. So imagine adding on the expenses of a business. Of course, they don't know that. Most people can't even manage their own personal finances.
So you said managing, and that's actually a key word that leads us to number 9, which is managing a schedule and having week routines. And this is something that we really harp on a whole lot here with all of our agents. We really talk to everyone about keeping a real tight schedule. And if you look at even like our schedules, for example, it's a little bit daunting when you're not practicing the way that we practice, but it's cool when you're actually doing it and you realize you manage your time really, really well. And what I mean by that is literally managing it down to the hour or to the activity that you're doing, down to everything being noted on your calendar so you know exactly what you have to be focused on. But that's not normally how people work, right?
No, so everyone always says, I love being spontaneous. I like to be able to do things on my, I like to live to the beat of my own drum. That's what people always say. But the problem is their drum beats and then it doesn't beat for a long time, and then all of a sudden they go beat the drum again and then doesn't beat for a long time. It's better when you keep that rhythmic. You got to figure out your own schedule. Yes, you can beat your own drum all you want. That sounds horrible. That's not what I mean. you can live to the beat of your own drum.
Beat your own drum all day if you want. Just put it on your schedule.
Yeah, just make sure it's on your schedule. No, but you set your own schedule, you set your own routines, you set your own rhythms. And as you start to do those things, they become habits.
Yeah.
So if you say, I'm going to wake up every day at a certain time, believe it or not, you'll start waking up, even if you say, tomorrow I'm going to sleep in, but you're used to waking up at 6, you will start to wake up at 6 every day without even wanting to wake up. Right. You'll be like, I told myself I'd sleep in, but then you wake up. Your body gets used to these routines. Yeah. And believe it or not, you're prospecting, making the calls, doing the notes, getting out there and being with clients. Your body gets used to that too.
But it's got to be on your schedule.
But it's got to be on your schedule. You've got to know that that's what you're doing. You don't spontaneously create business. No. You create business through good habits and routines.
Yeah, and apparently Tom Ferry says it often, show me your routines and I can predict your future.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that.
That's a really good statement. You know, one of the things that I see a lot is that agents want to come in and they really love the freedom of real estate, right? Yeah. And like, you know, I get it. One of the things that I really like to talk about, even one of like my personal hashtags is do what you love. But people misinterpret that sometimes. People misinterpret that for I only want to do whatever I like all the time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And do whatever you want anytime you want.
Just do whatever you want.
I mean, we've had new agents come in.
Yeah.
And they see that. Do what you love. Live life by your design.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'm going to go out and party every day. And it's like, wait, your business is falling apart.
Don't forget.
You can't do that. Like, You live life by your own design by doing the things that you have to do so that then you can do the things that you want to do.
Exactly. And one of the ways to really keep track of that leads us to number 8, which is running a business with metrics and backed goals.
Absolutely.
Yes. So this is really important because I think what ends up happening is most people just say, okay, I'm going to go out and practice real estate or do real estate or whatever however you want to say it. But they don't actually know what they're doing or how much they need to make or want to make or why they want to make it. And you know, it's just kind of like throwing, you know, shooting out in the air and hoping it hits something. You know, you never really know if it does that way. So do you guys see this? Like, for example, BB, do you see this in the people that you're training right now for our company?
Oh, absolutely. If you don't know what you want to achieve, you won't achieve much of anything. And even the small things, you'll be like, oh, I did a whole lot. I made a bunch of calls today. Well, how much is a bunch? Like, show me a bunch.
Yeah.
You can't show me a bunch of calls. Tell me exactly how many you made.
Yeah, and a bunch could be 3 for one person, 10 for another.
Absolutely.
And you don't know if it's a bunch unless there's a metric there first for the beginning.
Yeah, and what I always tell people is that anytime you're trying to build habits, it's kind of like starting a new weight loss routine. You don't want to go super hardcore all at once because you'll burn out. You'll do a week worth or 2 weeks worth, and then you're like, ugh, this is too much. I can't keep this up. What you want to do is build up to that. So if right now you're making 0 calls a day, commit to making 5 calls a day and say, that's my goal. Make 5 calls a day, and out of those 5 calls, I'll set 1 appointment. Now you have something to work for. You know, I'm going to make 5 calls, and out of those, 1 of them needs to be an appointment. So when you're on that 5th call and you haven't set the appointment, you're sitting there going, okay, this is the one. I've got to make this one happen.
I love it when we have our power hours and we say, hey, how many calls are you going to make? And someone says, well, I'm just going to make a couple. And you're like, well, how much is a couple? Like, is a couple 2 or 3, which, you know, it's fine if that's all you're going to make. Or is it going to be 10 or 20? But let's actually have a number that you want to achieve. And that way you can find if you're being successful or not on achieving your goals.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say about that is that you never want to have ambiguity. So you don't ever want to use the words a couple or I'm going to do some or I'm going to go out and do some pop buys. People say that or
even I want to make a lot of money this year.
I'm going to have a few appointments or I'm going to have a lot of money this year.
Yeah.
Because when you're ambiguous and you don't actually have a metric to hit, you can hit anything and you set yourself up for that failure.
Well, that's what it is. It's people in our industry saying, I don't want to feel like a failure because everyone's afraid of failure, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you do. You set up everything verbally so that if you fail, it doesn't really sting as bad.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So yeah, I see it all the time. Number 7 is having absolutely no sales swagger. And I think what he's talking about is literally not understanding the sales process and not having any idea on what marketing, negotiation, and you know, those essential skills that you're going to need to be successful in real estate.
Yeah, and he says that NAR released a report, the NAR released a report saying the vast majority of agents, the new agents coming into real estate, don't have any sales experience, don't have marketing experience or negotiation experience, which are the 3 most vital skills.
We see this all the time in people's marketing when we see like a brand new agent come into the industry and they post every day on Facebook, hey, let me help you buy or sell a house. Hey, let me help you buy or sell a house. You know, it's like, we get that. Now you're in real estate, you want to help people, but there is so many different ways to market that don't include you being in front of someone running that, you know, salesman type.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things that goes with the sales swagger is that people should never feel like you sold them.
Yeah.
Whenever you get sold by somebody with swagger is those times that you look around and you go, wait a minute, what did I just buy? Did he just sell something to me? That's how you know that person had sales swagger.
Yeah.
They were able to show you the value in what they're selling, whether it be their product, their service. They showed you the value without just saying, come work with me, trust me, I promise, I'll be good, I'll do a good job.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't work.
It's like when brokerages go out to recruitment events and all the recruiters only talk about how they're the best. Everyone's
the best. Everyone's the best in their own eyes.
Everyone's the best. And And, that happens with agents when agents are out there talking to clients and selling them on why they're the best, why they're the best agent, and why they should be the ones that they work with. And, it even goes down and goes into the direction of, not only am I the best, but I'm going to be the cheapest too. I'm going to kick you back 1%, or I'm going to kick you back 2%. And then we have agents that are like literally cutting their commissions into absolutely nothing just because they're so hungry for that next deal. So that's not the way to do it. You're telling me there is skills out there. There are skills out there that you can have.
Oh, absolutely. And I recommend to anyone, you guys are going to laugh, but it's one of the best sales movies of all time. It's called Tommy Boy. You guys think it's hilarious, but Tommy Boy is one of the best sales movies of all time.
Yeah.
Because he goes out there and he sits out in front of his car and he says, we don't take no prisoners. And he's like, no, we don't take no for an answer. And then he goes into all these sales meetings and people are like, well, are you interested in buying my product? No. All righty, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Are you interested in buying my product? No. All right then, we'll see you later. And then finally he gets a maybe. Are you interested in buying my product? Maybe. Oh, and then they go into the road of, let me give you all of the data, the boring stuff. And the guy even says, speak English, son. I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that movie, it shows you what the sales swagger is. It's not about telling people everything that you know. It's about telling people what matters to them about your product.
Yeah. We talk about this next one all the time, the 9 to 5 mentality.
Oh, yeah. That's a paradigm that just doesn't work for anyone.
And it works for everyone else in their own mind, but it doesn't work in real estate.
Yeah, Tom Ferry says all the money is made before 9 a.m. and after 6 p.m.
So why do people come in and only want to work those hours?
Because that's what we're taught by the corporate world.
Yeah.
We're taught that work starts at 9 a.m., work finishes at 5 p.m., and I hear this all the time. You don't take your work home with you. Well, whenever you're an entrepreneur and you have a business, your work is your life. It's integrated. It's all one.
Yep.
Whether you realize it or not, you can't go home and be like, I'm not going to think at all about my business.
Yeah.
Because you'll sit there, you'll want to watch Stranger Things or whatever a show is popular right now.
Is that what people watch these days?
Hey, David, tell me the shows people watch right now.
What do people watch these days?
I'm watching Stranger Things.
Stranger Things?
Yeah.
That's it.
I've been watching Rick and Morty. I will admit to that.
I pick one show and I'll watch
Rick
that.
and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Sounds like really good information.
Do not watch that show, you guys.
Regardless of what
it's
shows
a horrible
you
show
watch,
to watch.
Regardless of what shows you watch, what you have to realize is that if you don't take your business home with you, if you don't do the things that you need to do at any hour, then you won't be successful. You'll be sitting there stressed out. You won't even enjoy your show. You won't remember what you watched the next day because all you could think about was those things that you were supposed to do that you didn't get done.
It's funny because we talked about how some people feel like an email at 11 p.m. at night is unprofessional. Or that 2 a.m. email that you may send out here and there is not considered acceptable in the industry. And I think that's just a whole bunch of crap because the reality is that does go into living life by your own design and doing what you love. If your schedule dictates that you want to send out an email at 11 p.m. and that's what makes you feel good and you're getting your ish done, why not?
Yeah,
why
absolutely.
not send it at 11 p.m.?
Yeah, and when we talk about living life by design, it's really talking about finding the way to integrate, what people have so long separated, the business and the personal.
Yeah.
We're not trying to separate it anymore. We're trying to make it one integrated lifestyle that's both fun and balanced, whatever we're doing at the moment, be it personal matter or business matter.
Yeah, and I think any really successful person will tell you, and you can learn this by reading a ton of books, but people that are incredibly successful, they don't compartmentalize their lives. They don't have their business life and their personal life. They have their life. Mm-hmm. And then they have all the things that they want to achieve within their life. And then they make it happen based off of whatever schedule they can put together. And if you're upset that someone sends you an email at 2 a.m, then you're just checking your email at the wrong time. Put your phone on silent.
Yeah, put it on silent.
It's not a big deal. If you're dinging, you're like, I hate Alan. He keeps sending me emails at 2 a.m. Just read it at 6 a.m. Email is not an instant form of communication.
Number 5 is your gas station is only open 1 day a week for an hour, but we have to cover that one when we get back. We have to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we got to talk about the core 4, which is database, open houses, farming, and online presence. These are all things that every person out there in real estate needs to know about. Stay tuned. You guys are on the Realty Ruckus. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com. And we are back to the Realty Ruckus. Welcome back. Don't forget that you can drop all your questions, comments, concerns, trolling, anything that you guys want to talk about down below. We're going to go to live studio audience questions here shortly. Now, before we went on break, we were talking about the top 10 reasons why agents fail in real estate. We got up to about number 5. Number 5 being that your gas station is only open one day a week for 1 hour. And I actually believe that. The gas station being what makes you money, what actually pumps gas into your vehicle, your money-making vehicle. So the 4 things, the core 4, according to Tom Ferry, being your database. So if you don't have a database, or if you're still keeping all your clients in the notebook or a spreadsheet or a roll, do people still use Rolodexes?
Even that, though, is a database. Hey, you guys are. I'm not gonna put someone's business out there. Although I like to do that.
You're about to.
Yeah, you are. You're about to.
But I went to an office recently. It was the title company. And I asked them if they could give me the phone number for the manager of the title company. And they actually had a Rolodex. And they spun it through.
They pulled the Rolodex out.
Yeah, they pulled the Rolodex
Wait.
on
They
me.
still make those things?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ask a millennial. If
I bet my mom's got a Rolodex somewhere.
Do you know what a Rolodex is, Zach? Zach actually had one.
Yeah, Zach says he had a Rolodex.
He's not young enough. What about you, Brandon? You actually know what a Rolodex is? I know what it is. But it's outdated. Have you seen one? He knows what it is, has anyone actually seen one of these things before?
Okay, here's an idea. This is what we're gonna do. We should have a face-off, and like Alan's on the computer, and he's got to look up a contact, and then we have some lady that still uses a Rolodex, and we bring her in, and we see who finds the contact the fastest.
I think they did a commercial on that already. I think they're like Staples or somebody did that. And the guy on the phone was like, "All right, I just went through 100 contacts," and the Rolodex was still looking for the first one.
All right, so the core 4 being database,
okay,
your CRM. Hopefully, you have an actual CRM, which everyone out there has to have one. Open houses. Your farming and your online presence. Now, some of these core 4 are interchangeable, or they change just a little bit based on what type of business you're running, right? So, an investor's not going to go out and do open houses every weekend. Yeah. Neither is a loan officer. So, this is up to you guys to actually figure out what those money-making activities are.
Yeah, the main idea is you need to be generating leads.
The main idea is that you need to understand what the money-making activities are, your income-producing activities. We call them IPAs here at the office, just because it sounds like beer. And
that's the only reason.
And stick to that. Stick to those 4 or 5 activities continuously. Do them every day, not just for 1 hour a week, which is what most people actually only do. So making sure that you're doing that is number 1 priority over everything. That leads us to number 4, no role model, or no model at all. So what does that actually mean for people? What people get in here and they actually come in and they say, I want to have someone put me under their wing, or I want to have someone that I can follow along every day. Or, I mean, does that actually even work still?
Well, I'll put it this way. Whenever you go to a magic show, you're getting to watch everything the magician does. At the end of the magic show, do you actually know how to do any of the tricks? No. You
can guess at it.
You can guess at it, but observation is not enough. So you need someone who can actually explain to you what they're doing. So all those times that a new agent is like, I want to shadow somebody, that doesn't really help you. You're actually better served by asking a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Questions that are relevant to things that you have that you're going to need to do. I need to know about an open house. Ask questions about an open house. You'll learn a lot more than going and showing up and shadowing an open house.
Yeah, and I think the point what they're making here with Tom Ferry, he's saying no role model. What he's saying is an agent needs to have somebody in the industry that they can look up to and aspire to be like, and then emulate their behavior. So, if you see the person that you admire for their success and they're waking up early and they're prospecting for 2 hours in the morning and then they're taking out a client to lunch and so on and so forth, then you need to emulate those behaviors as well.
You know what, though? The problem with that is that the behaviors that you normally see from those quote-unquote role models are only the really, really fun, cool stuff. You only see the stuff on Facebook where they're out like having a really great time, drinking with their friends, driving some cool cars, like doing something really cool. So if you come
then you want to go out drinking with your friends and you want to go out and drive some cool cars. You're like, why am I not making any money in real estate?
What's going on here? Yeah, that's actually what happens. Yeah. I mean, I see people go through that thought process and really not understand why they're not seeing the success that other person is, but it's because they've forgotten all the work that those people have already put in for years and years of, in advance.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, all right, so let's take it to number 3, fear of mistakes and the desire to look good. We harp on this here at the office. Looking good or looking bad is something that we talk about that. And fearing the mistake. So how does someone come in and overcome that? Is that just part of the process? What do you guys think?
I think that everyone fears making mistakes because at a very young age, we go to school and you raise your hand when you think you know the right answer. You're like, oh, yeah, I know that one. And they're like, all right, go for it, Gibran. And then Gibran says, the Magna Carta. And everyone's like, what an idiot.
Nerd.
Nerd alert, this guy doesn't know anything. And we go through that. And then we grow up to be adults in the real world where making a mistake just happens. It's just part of life. You have to make mistakes, and then we're afraid to do them. So then we don't do anything. Exactly. We only do the things that we're 100% certain about. I know without any shadow of a doubt that I'm 100% certain about that. But how many of those things actually exist? Very, very, very few of them. So the problem is that we do those activities and we forget what's the point of doing. We don't do them to fail. We do them to succeed. But you got to do sometimes things and allow yourself to fail.
Absolutely, no doubt. We have Manuel on the mic. He actually has a live studio audience question. So Manuel, what do you got for us?
The first ever
live studio audience questions. Give him a big old round of applause, you guys.
First of all, I'm honored to be the first one.
Yes. Is he on? Can we get him on, please? Yes.
All right. So actually, it was not a question, but more of a comment. Is that sometimes people get into the mistake of, and they share an idea with an older agent, and they have the negativity, and that's where those mistakes come in. You're afraid to do it. You come up with an idea, but if you're not in the right office, you're not in the right atmosphere, those are just going to be reinforced, and you continuously go into that thing. And my thing is that look, I made a mistake a couple of weeks ago when an email went out. And I did get
nerd alert, loser. Let's
start picking on him now,
right?
Exactly. Now I could have taken it 2 ways. I could have taken one way is that like, you know what? I'm never gonna send another mass email out again because I don't want that mistake to ever do it again. But at the end of the day, if I do that, that's it. My mistake is what defines me.
Right.
And I never do it. So my thinking is that, you know what? All right, screw it. I messed up. No big deal. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send another email out. And I'm going to have a success out of that because that is what's going to be the defining factor.
And I completely agree with that. Thank you very much for sharing. We really
awesome,
appreciate
Manuel.
it. Big old round of applause for Manuel for sharing, right? Live studio audience. Thank you so much. All right, so no doubt that's absolutely true. I guess the real question is when you're new, you don't really think that way, man. You don't really come in and say, all right, fine, I made a mistake. I'm just going to breeze past it and try it again. when you're getting into the business and you make a mistake, a lot of times that mistake stops you for years.
And I would say the biggest thing is, as long as you're not doing something unethical, go for it.
Yeah.
Like the only mistakes that are really going to kill you is if you go out there and you break the law. So if somebody says, hey, I want you to do something sneaky or illegal, then you don't want to do that. But anything else, if you think it's a good idea, run it by a few people, get their opinion. I mean, that's one of the best things you can do is get other people's opinion, other professionals' opinion. Your idea may be great and you don't even realize it. Your idea may really be bad, and somebody else may say, oh, I already tried that. Here's where that failed for me. Mm-hmm. But if you don't ever put it out there, then no one can even know that idea existed and has gone by the wayside.
And you never know if that idea was a good idea or not.
Absolutely.
When did it happen for you guys? Like, when did it happen that you just stopped, for lack of a better word, giving an F? You know, what people thought or looking good?
No shits were given.
Because I remember like thinking back when I was younger, I cared a lot, and I cared a lot about what other people thought. But then over the years, I felt like I started realizing, man, it really doesn't matter what they think.
It really doesn't. And a lot of it, I think, for us came through actual training that we've gone through, and then actually trying things, hitting a lot of dead ends. But every once in a while, as you try things, you hit something that works. Yeah. And that inspires you, right? And the more things you try, the more times you fail, the more chances of that one win happen, right?
Absolutely.
And every time you get another one, it kind of inspires you to do some more. So once you get in the rhythm of things, once you've said, okay, fine, I'm going to fail regardless. It's just kind of part of the process.
Yeah.
Then it just doesn't really become an issue. You know that, fine, you're going to throw something out there. You're going to try something new. You're going to get criticism. I mean, how much criticism have we gotten over the years? God, even when we started the show, that's crazy. That's silly. That's stupid. I mean, I remember getting it. I remember going to bars and having people from the industry literally tell me what a stupid idea this was. And we're at 130 episodes right now. And it's crazy how much the show has taken off and how much people watch it out there, even when we don't realize it. So
absolutely, yeah.
And every once in a while, it's that deal, that effect, the domino effect. I don't know if it's the domino effect or the jackpot effect, really, where every once in a while you pull it and boom, you win, and it's okay to keep pulling even if it doesn't.
Well, and the whole thing is, it's almost like when you first get started, you want to hit nothing but home runs. Like you want to have these massive ideas that really, really work great. And what you have to realize, and going back, the Astros just won the World Series, right? No one who played in the game hit a ball every single time that they went up to bat. Nobody in there.
Yeah.
Well, what good would our team have been if they'd been like, actually, I don't want to bat today because I don't think I can hit the ball.
Yeah.
I might go out there and I might fail. What kind of team would that be? I mean, may as well not even have a team at that point. You have to be willing to go up there. You have to be willing to make the mistakes and fail. And that 30% of the time or the 50% of the time, if you're really great, that you're really hitting well, then you're doing good. Mm-hmm. That's all it takes.
Number two takes us to not having any strategy or not being strategic about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Is there a strategy that someone can have? Is there strategy that you can place when you're first building your business? Now, when you've gotten going, like once you've been in it for a little while, strategy comes to you. You understand what you're good at. You understand how to do it. You understand what things to really put in place. It's a lot easier to talk strategy once you've been going for a little while. But what happens to the people that are just getting started?
I say stick to the basics. Everyone first getting started wants to jump in and go, I want to do Google AdWords. I want to do Facebook ads. I want to do a billboard. I want to do a letter campaign. And they give you all these different marketing avenues, 1,000 different things. I'm going to sponsor this event and sponsor that event and spend money. And that's why people have this illusion, well, you got to have money to get started in real estate.
Yeah.
And the reality is stick to the basics. Calls, notes, pop buys.
Do you really have to have a lot of money, though? I mean, is it something that you really are required to have?
Most of your money's going to go to HAR.
Yeah, HAR takes most of the money, actually.
Yeah, HAR can take most of your money, and then after that, you have a database, and you call your database. Last time I checked, other than your cell phone bill, because I've had that argument, well, I still got to pay for my cell phone bill. Other than your cell phone bill, all you have to do is make the calls. You make the calls, you send out the notes, consistency, calling those people over and over and over, and not being afraid, because I hear, well, I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to annoy my friends. Guys, nobody finds it annoying if you're providing value.
Absolutely. Let's go to our live studio audience. So on for a new agent, and we have someone that I'm looking at right now. What has been the hardest thing about getting started in real estate? What has been like the one difficult, most challenging thing that has come across that you had a really hard time overcoming that would probably be good for everyone else to know about?
All right, let's hear from Zach.
All right, so the most difficult thing for me has been like the whole move. I don't know a ton of people out in Houston, so the most difficult thing for me has been expanding my sphere of influence and trying to get those referrals and those leads.
All right, so you moved from another city. You decided to move to Houston,
state.
Another state. You decided to move to Houston, and we're harping on building that database. But you're saying, well, hey, I don't actually know anybody here in Houston, so how do I build a database? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to answer Zach's questions.
Yes.
You guys are on the Realty Ruckus. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this is David over at White Picket Realty, and I wanted to tell you about my friends over at Plans Express who can save you the headache of running your own permits. These guys are committed to offering a one-stop solution for all your plan and permit needs. They're proudly serving their friends and neighbors in the Houston surrounding areas, and they offer great service at an exceptional value. With dedicated professionals ready to serve, contact them today at 832-675-6217.
Hey Houston, this is Alan Hernandez, and I want to remind you guys to visit our friends over at Quest IRA to learn everything there is to learn about investing with your IRA. Now, if you haven't been over there recently, you have to check them out. They have free educational classes, networking opportunities, the ability to tap into $1 billion for your real estate investing deals. These are the guys to know when it comes to learning about this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you visit them and check them out over at www.questira.com. Again, that's questira.com.
Stop searching and start staying in the know with our Houston Real Estate Events page on Facebook. Follow us by searching at Houston Real Estate Events to stay up to date on the latest events for real estate in the Houston area. If you are interested in having your event on our page, please email me at david@whitepicketrealty.com. Again, that's david@whitepicketrealty.com. Non-paid events only. One more time, find us on Facebook at Houston Real Estate Events, and we'll see y'all at the next one.
What do you love about White Picket?
I love that we work together as a team.
I love being professional while having fun.
I love the innovative approach we take every day.
I love the support we get to grow our business.
We love White Picket.
And I love empowering the next generation of realtors to live life by their own design. If you're looking to grow, come grow with us. Email join@teamwpr.com. Again, that's join@teamwpr.com.
And we are back to the Realty Ruckus. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget that you can drop all your questions, comments, concerns below. But now, before we took off on break, we were talking about the top 10 reasons why real estate agents fail in the market based on Tom Ferry's list that he produced. Yeah. And we got up to number 2, which is not being strategic. And in the midst of that, we had an audience member ask us about what it would, or one of the most difficult things that he's come across, which is moving from a different state here to Houston and not having a database, not being able to literally reach out to people that he's known all of his life to tell them about how he's doing real estate. So what is y'all's best advice for something like this? And I'll throw my 2 cents in there as well.
Man, that's pretty tough, but thankfully at least he's part of White Picket, because here at this brokerage we provide the tools with Sync, where he can actually go out and build his own landing pages, start running his own digital ads, and start bringing in internet leads.
Yep.
And it's going to take a lot of work, but eventually those leads will become his database. He's just got to hit the phones every day.
Absolutely. Well, and I would say that it's an illusion to believe that just because he moved from Seattle, that none of the people that he knows in Seattle know somebody in Houston. Mm-hmm. And you have to make that attempt. Just because you're not in the same city doesn't mean you can't call somebody from Seattle and say, hey, what's going on? Did you know that I live in Houston now? Did you know that I'm doing real estate in Houston? Oh, great, you didn't know that. Well, yeah, it probably doesn't apply to you because you live in Seattle, but do you happen to know anyone in Houston who may need to sell or buy real estate?
Absolutely.
And start collecting those referrals, because just because I know people all over the country. Just because I live in Houston doesn't mean that I don't know people in Colorado, in Florida, in New York, in New Jersey. I've got fraternity brothers all over the place that I see on Facebook all the time. And sometimes they ask those questions. Can anyone refer to me a real estate agent? I see insurance agent, things like that. And that's so simple for me to be like, actually, my friend Zach just called me. He just moved to Houston. Let me send him some referrals.
Yeah.
So the whole idea that I live abroad or I live somewhere else and now I moved to a new city so I know 0 people. Yeah, you may physically know 0 people, but it doesn't mean that your sphere of influence knows 0 people.
So then the other thing that I think, or I would throw in there is, what about the communities that you are involved in? I mean,
Absolutely.
there's always communities that you can be involved in.
Yeah.
And if you're not involved in a community, maybe it's time to find some sort of involvement. And it could be any type of community.
I'm sure there's even a community for people who recently moved to the city. I mean,
I
this
bet
is a
there
big
is.
city. I'm sure there's a recent transplant.
Meetup.com is one of the best places to find people with common interests or common themes or things that they're looking for. So definitely one of the things that I would recommend is get out there and be part of those communities, and then ask those people or add them to the database so that you can ask them for the business.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest things that they say is, if you go to church, reach into your church community. If you're not in church, start finding other social events that you can go to. I mean, let's say, okay, fine, I'm not religious. I don't want to go to church. There's social kickball. There's social volleyball. There's social bocce ball. I don't even know what bocce ball is. I watch people play it.
Is that real?
It's a real sport, but those are all social things. There's hundreds of people who show up to that. But you have to be willing to get out there and say, hi, how are you? My name is so-and-so. I just moved from whatever city. I'm brand new to this city. Great. What do you do? I actually do real estate in this city. Isn't that amazing?
Brandon's saying he should join the Houston Millennials Network.
There's a Houston Millennials Network. There's the Houston Young Professionals Network. There's all sorts of
whatever you like to do,
and
somebody else likes to do it out there.
Absolutely. And that's really the best way to tap into new people or people that live here in Houston that you can exchange business with, or just flat out ask for the business, period. If you're providing value, like you said, there's no reason why we can't do that. And then number 1, being interested versus being committed. And so what's the difference? What happens when someone's
a hobby,
interested?
one's a profession.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to the way that we say things. So some people say, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea, or I would like to do that, as opposed to saying, I am going to do that, and this is by when I am going to complete that.
Absolutely.
And that's a big difference there, is that when you are committed, you're saying, I'm going to do it, and I have a date, I have a deadline for when I'm going to get that done. And whenever you're saying, I'm interested, it's like the people who put I'm interested on Facebook in events.
Yeah.
None of those people ever show up to the damn event.
I know, I hate that.
It's like, oh, I was interested in it, but I just didn't show up. No, you never had plans.
Or they say, oh, I'm interested, I'm just showing support. I put
I'm
going to show support.
Yeah, I'm going to show support. No, that's not what it's for. That's people who fail to make a commitment.
Are you guys taking a stab at me right now? Are you guys like?
you do that?
Are you guys taking a stab at me? Is that what you're doing?
I didn't know you were guilty.
I'm not sure if this is what you guys are doing.
Don't do that anymore.
Yeah, you want to quit that. You want to quit that.
Like BB's been saying, I'll send my goons after you.
Look, interested versus committed. Committed being you are going to do whatever it takes.
Absolutely.
None of the I'm tired or it's too late or it's after 5 crap. It is what it is. If you're committed to doing great in this business, you're going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. And yes, finding life balance is a difficult act. That is the magic of the business. If you can actually come in, do what it takes, and find life balance, now you're doing what you love. Now you're living by your own design. But it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of practice. All right, so that's Tom Ferry's top 10 reasons why most real estate agents fail. Is there any more that we could add to that, or is that pretty much it?
Let's get to events.
All right. So we have a lot of crazy events. We actually went through this list a lot slower than we thought, but we did cover a lot of good information, good valuable information for anybody out there that's watching the show and is working on building their business. Let's talk about some of the upcoming events that we have.
We do have a lot. So tomorrow, Team WPR Fall Family Festival. That's going to be out at Memorial Park. We're going to be getting set up, we'll be set up and ready to start rocking and rolling by 9 a.m. We're going to be out there till 1. This is a family-friendly event, guys, so bring out your family, your friends,
your
dogs. We're going to be playing some football. Just come out. It's a real chill and hangout event just so you get to know the culture that is Team WPR and the family and community that we represent.
Yeah, and we've been doing this for a few years now. So now it's actually become something that we do on a yearly basis.
By a few years, Alan means this is year 2.
This is year 2. A few is 2. A few is 2. And,
a couple is 2.
And here's the thing. Last year, it was a great event.
Oh, it was a smash hit.
Amazing. So we want to have it. We want to make sure that this year it's just as good and or better.
Oh, it's going to be 10 times better this year.
So, all right, make sure you guys come out to that. That's a Memorial Park, by the way.
It is, yes.
So come out 9 a.m.
Free to attend, BYOB, and bring a plate of food to share.
There you go. All right, what else do we have?
Okay, and then this coming week is pretty jam-packed, actually. So on November 7th, the Wire team and White Picket Realty are teaming up to present Life Hacks, 12 smart ways to multitask like... Let me see the rest of the title here. Like a boss.
Yeah.
For women.
Yeah.
So we're not invited. We won't be here. It's women's only.
If you look on the Facebook page, there's already a handful of dudes that are already creeping into this.
I know one guy named David Bonilla too. It's not me.
I thought it was David.
There's another David Bonilla.
There's another. I was like, what the heck?
I was like, wait, why is David registering for this? He's
After
not
I
a
told
chick.
these guys, like, you guys can't go.
No, but I was actually informed that if you are a man, I'm going to have to keep you out. I'm
Yeah.
going to have to play like bouncer and kick you to the bar.
Yeah.
So this is for women only. This is a safe space for women to be able to talk about all their women stuff and,
Yes.
and things that guys don't even want to hear about.
We don't want to hear about
you don't
any
even
of
want
this.
to hear it if you're a
Trust
guy.
me.
And that's-
This is for women, though.
It's Tuesday, 11 to 2, the Tasting Room. That's on Uptown Park Boulevard. Now, they are asking, it is benefiting, let me get what the benefit
Yeah, go ahead, Vanessa.
Dress for
Vanessa's
Success.
here. She's going to tell us a
thank
little bit
you.
more about it. Go ahead, Vanessa.
I
Tell us a
know.
little bit
The
about
man
it. You
trying
got
to
the
speak about the women
You got
events.
the microphone.
Here we go.
Yes, so we ask all the participants to bring a handbag for Dress for Success. So something that you will take to a job interview. And you could stuff it with pantyhoses or other stuff that the girls could use for a job interview.
And that's your ticket in, right? So
Exactly.
there is
You
no
could-
charge for the event, but that's your ticket on the way in.
Absolutely, and if you don't bring a handbag, then you could donate $20 cash to Dress for Success on site.
Awesome. So we're
Perfect.
going to be raising money and or bringing a handbag that is all about it's about being able to donate that bag to someone who's going to go out there and go to an interview and find success and feel good while they're doing it.
That's right.
All right, what else do we have?
Okay,
coming up?
so we got a few more. I'm going to go through them rather quickly. Alan, just hit any high points. Stronger Together, Negotiate Like a Pro. That's November 9th. That's going to be NAREP and HBREA.
HBREA and NAREP work together for the first time this year. Guys,
What's HBREA?
it's the Houston Black Real Estate Association.
Got it. I didn't even know
And
that
NAREP,
existed.
if you guys don't know, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. Yours truly is the 2017 president. I get the opportunity to work with Kim Barnes. Kim Barnes is one of the absolute best people in the industry right now. She's the president of HBREA, great broker owner here in town. If you guys ever get a chance to hear her speak, you really should. She's really amazing. And I get a chance to really work together on this event and bring a speaker, someone who owns another brokerage, has 500 agents under his name, and he's going to teach us how to negotiate like a pro. So make sure you guys come out there. It's $10 if you're a member, $20 if you're not a member, but it comes with lunch from Smith & Wolinski's, man. How awesome is that?
It's lunch from Smith & Wolinski's for $20?
For $10 if you're a member.
Oh
So
my gosh.
membership has its perks.
So this
make
place is
sure,
good, huh?
Make sure
Smith
you
&
register.
Wolinski's is a 5-star steakhouse. It originated in Vegas.
Guys,
I'll be there.
You definitely
New
want to
York.
register for this event. Believe
Yes,
me, this
November
is going to be a
9th.
really great event. That's next Tuesday. That's
Thursday.
Thursday. That's coming
Tuesday's
up
the
really,
Life
really
Hacks.
soon. So Tuesday's the Life Hacks.
Thursday, yeah, Stronger
is
Together.
Stronger Together.
Smith
Awesome.
and Wolinski.
And
I'm
then
going to be there.
Friday,
Great food.
If you want to be part of our live studio audience and be here for the filming of Realty Ruckus, that's what we're doing now. That's why we changed the
Yes.
format. We want to be able to provide even more value. So the reason that we did this was a lot of people were saying, hey, we want to be able to suggest events. We want to be able to suggest questions. We have a lot of things that we want to talk about, but we don't have the opportunity to actually get online, or my internet connection sucks, or I can't type and drive. Well, come to the studio, sit down for a segment, ask the questions that you want. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing live studio audience. taking questions live. We're going to be doing some giveaways live. We're going to take it to Oprah level.
Yeah, next week we're doing Astros championship giveaways.
Yes, Astros
live.
championship gear live. And then we're going to start bringing in great hosts and doing interview style kind of talk show. And we're taking it to the next level.
Whoever out there is interested in being part of the show, let us know so we can start lining everyone up. We want to talk to you guys. We want to talk about what it's taken to get to where you're at. What key points have you found in your success? We want to bring you on the show. We want to share that with our audience. What else do we have? Is that it?
That's it.
That's hard to believe. I feel like we have way
well,
more.
We have Jet Lending, we have TWPR Discovery Day, Crushed It in 2018, Airbnb Like a Pro. So let me go through those real quick. I didn't know we were going to go through the whole month.
More than that, but we are out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time. We'll have to talk about them next time.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on today's show. Don't forget that we have changed our schedule completely. We are on every Friday at 9:30 a.m.
9:30.
Yeah, 9:30
If you're going to be part of the live audience, you have to be here by 9 because the doors do close and do not open by 9:30. Make sure you come out, reach out to us. We love hearing from you guys. Give us your likes, your hearts, your angry faces, your trolling, whatever it is you want to do. Share this with anyone that you think needs to learn more about building and growing their businesses. Thank you again for being on the Realty Ruckus. Keep up your ruckus, and we'll see you guys next time.
This has been the Realty Ruckus. Make sure and join us every Tuesday and Friday for new episodes. Find us on YouTube and Facebook for replays of previous episodes. And as always, keep elevating yourself and keep up your ruckus. Thanks for listening. Realty Ruckus has been brought to you by Smart Pig Media Productions.